Alright, we are live. What's going on, guys? Pardon the camera woggle. I'm messing with this tripod still. Getting ready to unload everything here. See where I can set this down at for now. Trying to figure out how to learn this tripod. Just now getting unloaded. I was gonna fish the licking river, but it's got a bunch of ice flowing out of it, out of the licking mouth, so I couldn't fish that spot. So we're back over at Newport where we caught that big 30-pounder, and we got everything geared up. I'm going to show you guys real quick just what we got going on here. Got my River Rider rod holders here. I'm going to be using those today for the first time this year. I got everything loaded in this backpack. I got my bait in here. Wait till you see how much bait I got in there. You guys remember that carp caught yesterday I sent the picture of? He's in here. We're gonna get these ugly sticks out, and I don't know if I'm gonna try my cast net or not, but I might. So let me get this on real quick and we'll get heading down there. Turn around, camera. There we go. Got everything I need right on my back. If you guys want this backpack, 30 bucks at Walmart. It's the only backpack in the camping aisle that's got a cooler in the pouch. I'll put that there just to give me some support. Make sure my chat's turned on. We're gonna get fired up here. I'll bring this little bait pole out. Maybe we can catch some sauger, some stray bait fish. That way we can vary up our bait. Got my handle stuck in the net. Normally I don't fire it up till we're already out here, but I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to get all this stuff loaded up and down to the bank. So I'll be able to have all my poles in this hand. I got my rod holders on my back with my backpack. And anything else I might want to take, I can bring this bucket. Kentucky Catman, thanks for joining. I hope I catch a big one. And I'll bring one of these PVC rod holders since I got a third rod. So let's get this party started. Whoa, I'm losing my sending you guys for a ride, ain't I? 1 second. Make sure I got everything here. Got my cigarettes, I got my lighter, I got my charger pack, got my keys. Don't think I'll need my coat. It's pushing 50 degrees already. Close this down. Lock this car up. Oh. I hit the release button on the tripod. That ain't good. Let's do this again. There we go. I gotta tighten that screw on it. It's gonna make it wobble a little bit. They've done some things to the area here. If I can get it to flip. Change camera. There we go. This was gravel. They've added blacktop. Clearing out the grass. Looks like they're laying some type of drain line. I'm gonna avoid some of the mud and just walk down here. Then we'll see where I want to set up. I don't know if I want to hang off of this or if I want to go fish off over by these rocks over here. We'll see. A lot's changed since I've been down here last. So let's set some stuff down. All right, let's take a walk. So I could actually go down there. River's pretty low. And when I caught that 30-pound blue, it was right here. Oh, that's kind of hard to see. Right here under that bush. And the water line was like way up here. The river was way up. I love that draw feature on this CameraFi app. Let you stream to YouTube and still walk around and see things. Might even be able to salvage some snagged up tackle. Looks like there's a jug with a hand line for a cast net down there. Seeing some other neon things. I was gonna try to fish down there below Hooters. Figured there might be a lot of smaller cats and stuff hunkered down there, but it's all paid parking down there. I'm not paying $5 to fish for a few hours. So let's see what we got down here. The water is real crisp, clear, really clear. Seeing lots of boulders. Oh, you can even see them on the screen. We got a water discharge here. I don't know if that's warm water or not, but it's oxygenating. Man, I hope this thing don't fall out of the tripod. I'm gonna hold it by the phone. Let's see here. Looks like a nice area to fish. What river is it? Mike Cook, this is the Ohio River. That's downtown Cincinnati. Sorry guys, I didn't realize my chat thing was off. Looks kind of chilly. Actually, it's not. It's getting ready to push 50 degrees. It's not too bad. I just got my hoodie on right now. And I hate the cold. I got my coat and my my bibs up in the car in case I get too cold and I need to go back and get them, but I didn't want to drag nothing down here more than I needed to. Appreciate you guys joining me. Here's my old makeshift rod holders from last time. I was leaning them up against these. See a couple small chunks of floating ice. Nothing too big. There's a bigger one out there. I don't know if you guys could see all that white right along here, right above that pink line. That's all ice. And that's where the Licking River mouth was. That's where I wanted to go. I figured the river's low. I'll be able to target that bowl that's around that mouth easier, but there's just too much ice. I don't feel like having it drag my lines. One day I might consider going to the other side, see if I can park over there. That's the deeper side of the river. That's the main channel, that side. Maybe either off that pier. That's Montgomery Inn Steakhouse there. It looks like there's some steps, like a small serpentine wall. A trail to get down to it. Just park in the parking lot. And over there, that serpentine wall, I want to try to get over there too. Just got off work, getting ready for bed soon. I feel you there, man. I worked second shift for about 7 years. Or third shift. I'm just kind of scoping this out before I get the lines out. See where I want to throw. Now I know from my last trip here, let's see, right about here, there's a shelf and it dips down to about 15-20 feet. So it goes from like 9 feet down to 20, 25 maybe. In this big open area here, there's a nice bowl. Throw out in the water, that's what I would do. I hear that. I kind of want to be down closer to the bottom though. Maybe I'll come down here and cast out that way. Because if I'm up here and if I hook into a fish, I gotta walk it all the way down there anyway just to land it. So I think we'll go down there. We'll see what happens. See a stick sticking out there. It's almost looks like there's no current. There's current, but the Ohio is a pretty slow moving river, unless it's up 30 feet. Good morning. Great tips for some winter catfishing. You bet, dude. I'm so excited that today and tomorrow are going to be super warm. We had like a 20% chance of rain today. Oh, super muddy and slushy. I think tomorrow's got like a 60 or 70 plus chance percent of rain, but it's going to be over 60 degrees. Not sure if I want to brave the weather for that and get soaked. Not like I can stand out with an umbrella. But I want to. See some line. Lots of snags. Maybe I'll find what's left in my cast net that I shredded here on these rocks. Piece of rebar. Alright. I think we found our spot. Nice and flat. You know, there aren't many places to fish from the bank around here. My part of Virginia sucks for bank fishing. Mike, when you're a poor man and can't get a boat, you find places. That's right. Yeah, you seen that rebar. Let's see what we got here. What's this? Some old tie-off line, some twine. All kinds of stuff down here. I gotta make sure not to get my net caught, or my stuff caught in all this snag. I got a little garbage bag with me. I'll take a lot of this back up with me when I leave. So that'd be cool to check out. Yeah, last time I was here, when I caught that blue, that water was up above these that top beam. It was up a lot higher than this. I'll be underwater right now. Watch out for needles. Alright, let me turn around, camera. Let's get this set down, and we'll start getting stuff out. Figure out a good place to put it. How about right here? This little tripod came in handy, man. $5 at Staples. Alright, so that bait pouch. Show you guys how big that bait pouch is. Big old 5-pound carp. 4 or 5 pounds. I cut about 3 inches back off the tail because he wouldn't fit in the Ziploc bag. Plus about 5 or 6 10-inch shad that I forgot I had in the freezer. Looks like a good spot. I hope so. Dang, I like that hoodie. Yeah, this is courtesy of Chris Flores. He sent it to me as a gift. I really appreciate it. He's a great guy. He's done a lot of work with me this year. Make sure I got everything out that I want to get out. A couple different knives, some scissors, because I don't know what's going to cut this cart up. Serrated knife. Alright. First, let's get the rod holders in place. So we got the river rodder here. Now, you can set them this way in the water with the adjustables, or you can set them this way. I'm going to go vertical because this is winter time, and if I'm not paying attention and it does happen to be laying this way and something happens to pull it out, I don't want to lose it. I think when they're vertical, you're supposed to tilt it back a little bit so it's kind of sticking up like this instead of laying down. I'm going to go vertical. And these things will go in just about anything. If you got a good hammer or a big rock, I'm going to have to use a rock. We're on a gravel bank. Get that wind off my neck. Oh, I know what I can do. Forgot I had these. This will keep my neck warm all the way around instead of just from the back. I got these from SA. There's a Crusher Marine one that sells the gators. Those are good too. Sound like an idiot if I'm wrong, but I think it's Crusher Marine that sells them. Get my weights out. Got like 20 pounds of weights in this bag. This bag's about 35, 40 pounds. What's going on, Galando? Where did you get the rod holders at? These are river rodder rod holders. You get a hold of Rod Hember, you go to riverrodder.com, R-O-D-D-E-R, riverrodder.com, or you can find Rod Jeremy Wade Hember on Facebook. Talk to him. These are out of Missouri Valley, Iowa. And he custom makes these different lengths, different sizes. If you want one stake that's got 2 or 3 of them on it, he can make that too. He does all these per order, custom paint jobs. And he's actually custom built for Tim Hardwick. So shout out to Rod. I'm going to show him how good these things are. Hopefully we get a big monster blue on here and you see that it won't pull these suckers out. So now, and then we'll of course compare it to my homemade PVC rebar holder, because I got 3 rods today. And they come in adjustables, they come in straights. You can get one that's just one solid piece. I like the adjustables because you can break them down in half, and I can actually set them in this backpack, and I can keep everything on my shoulders. So if you guys like to be mobile bank fishermen, $30 backpack. I think the rod holders are 20 or 25 a piece, and you're good to go. This thing will hold a ton of weight, ton of bait. I just had all my rods, had my bucket with my net, and then everything else is on my back. Enough talking, let's get the fish. If I don't hit, rock under here. Yeah. Then the gravel. Trying not to get all these other big rocks that are laying down. They'll go into cracks in concrete. I don't know if I'm going to be able to push one straight through and split a boulder. There is that. Go. I might not be able to get the 3-bar holder in. Oh, I did. All right. Let me get a second, reposition the camera, show you guys. I might have to do something different with this tripod. There you go, hurry up, I gotta go to bed. Alright, so I got them sticking in the ground. About a good 8 or 9 inches into the ground. They'll wiggle a little bit, but they're not going nowhere. This one, it's in there, but there's so much playroom. We'll have to be careful with that one. Have to be a little more attentive. All right, I gotta find some higher rocks, I guess. I want you guys to be able to see too. It's no fun if you guys don't get to watch no fishing. There we go. Maybe. See, we're doing 4 ounces right now. I already got them on. That should hold. Not a lot of current. Put these back on so I can handle this cart. He's still frozen pretty good. I let him thaw out about, I don't know, since 5, 6 this morning, just trying to naturally thaw. Big old carp. Threw a sub your way, Mike Cook. Okay. I think it's ready, Tim. I know, Mike. I'm taking a while. Let's try this little back piece with the tail. Solid. There we go. Put that on. Like it's holding. Next piece, carp a la mode. Go. Make sure not to cut myself. All right, got my other toothpaste. Okay. This is my broken and repaired again rod. I know I'm missing comments. I'll get them in a second. Using all 8-foot ugly sticks. Well, one's probably about 7.6 now because I broke a few inches off the top of this one. Had to repair it. We'll put this one in the PVC holder. Alright, so all three rods are rigged up the same. They got 8/0 Reaper circle hooks, line rattles from Hooker's Terminal Tackle, peg floats, because I don't have any Demon Dragons yet, sinker slides from lead heads, and 4-ounce flat banks from lead heads. Hope you guys can hear me all right. 6500 C3s for the reels, and they're upgraded. The cart got stuck in between the rocks. I'm actually going to cut this a bit smaller. We'll have 3 different size baits out there. Plenty of hook exposure. This newer ugly stiff's got a little bit more backbone, so I'm going to try to chuck it out a little farther. Yay, we're fishing! Fishing! It's like Joe Knoll says, fishing! Alright, let's pick you guys up. Video I released yesterday has your intro on it. I seen that, Paul. Thank you for doing that. Let's see your rig, Tim. The feed goes fuzzy when you walk away. Okay. Dang, I wish I could get away with 4-ounce sinkers. Last time I was here, I was putting 12 16 ounces on at a time. I had 2 or 3 6s, 18 ounces. Let's get together and order some Demon Dragons, or maybe we can get them at the conference. I'm definitely getting some at the conference. I'm gonna try it again this afternoon after lunch. Man, it feels good to be fishing, guys. If we don't get any bites on any of this carp after about maybe a half hour or so, I'll check them in, maybe cast them in a different location. Put some of this old shad on, see if that shad will do any different. It's not good, it's probably freezer burnt, but I might as well try to use it up. Okay, Mike said go over the rigs. Alright, so we got 3 ugly sticks. The one in the middle is the newest model. The other, these are both the older models. That one's shorter. You guys can see the tip difference. I had to cut the rod down at the tip and reuse the tip eye. I busted it off, slamming a door into it by accident. We got 6500 reels. They're all older C3s. That's a Trophy Collection 6500 C3. Those got 6 bearing upgrades with ceramic pawl. That one's got a 4 bearing upgrade. Still has a stainless pawl. Then we got 8/0 Reaper circle hooks from Hooker's Terminal Tackle on all 3 lines. 25-pound high vis big game mono, which I just got at Walmart. Glow in the dark, the green line rattles from Hooker's Terminal Tackle. I got some red ones too. I just don't have them on. Some standard Walmart 3-inch peg floats. I wrap mine in electrical tape around the outside of the peg floats. It weighs them down a little bit, but it keeps the line from ripping off them, so I don't have to buy as many. And then the sinker slides are from lead heads, as well as the flat bank sinkers. That's all I got are flat banks. I got a bunch of eggs that I harvested off a cast net, but not using those for here. Kind of want to walk around, but I'm so excited to be fishing, I don't want to take my eyes off them. I'm stoked to be fishing. It said buffering or temporary interruption may occur. So let me know if I'm lagging out, guys. It's 10:17. We got about 3 hours of rock here. We'll see how it goes. I was really wanting to fish the licking because I knew the river would be down until this rain hits. So I figured they'd all be trying to maybe come out with all the ice melting. Maybe slipping back out here. But there's just too much floating ice going by. Maybe like 2 inches thick. The licking river's busting up. I could have swore I just got a small nibble on that right one. With those peg floats, if you put a big bead in either end, it keeps the line in them pretty well. I learn something new every day. Didn't know that. I'll try it. It's all about sharing knowledge. I show you guys what I know, I show you guys what I find and tricks, and then you guys teach me things too. That's a really good idea. Then I use the football stops to hold them. Oh, the little tiny neoprene. I think I got some in here. Ugh. Show you what I got. Ugh. Super glue the beads. I have these little neoprene beads. I use these for slit float rigs. We got these on here. We got the 8/0 Reapers. I got some 10/0 Mad Catters, HDs. I'm gonna save the head for one of those. Swap out. I got these off a cast net. And I got these all over the place in my tackle bag. Got some no rolls. These are kind of like my last reserve. And I keep all my flat banks in sandwich bags. That's why I'm glad I joined these channels. I've learned so much the last few months. I have too, dude. I've learned a ton over the past year. A ton. I've upped my game probably 2,000%. It's always good to share knowledge. Don't keep things to yourself, because if you're the only one enjoying it, even if you are catching fish every 10 seconds and they're all 50 pounders, if you're the only one enjoying it, I mean, it's obviously no fun for nobody else, but the loneliness of it would get old after a while, and then you wouldn't be having no fun either. So let somebody else have the excitement too. I love watching other people catch fish. I kind of want to get this bait rod out. Maybe see if I can catch something small. That and no one gripes and argues on here. Yep. I never try to gripe and argue. Even when stuff's targeted at me, I try to leave it alone. As much as I want to lash back out at somebody or say something smart aleck in return, just to try to get the last word in, get that last nudge, my conscience tells me it's not good. When I have someone on my boat, I go into guide mode and let them catch fish. We got to go back to that one spot and try that dock, see if we can catch the record. Oh, the Meldal Dam? Yeah. The Meldal Dam would be open right now. I'm not driving an hour and 15 minutes to get down there just to fish for an hour and 15 minutes and then have to drive an hour and 15 minutes back home. It's not worth it in the mornings for me. Unless they try to start promoting pay lakes, so then yeah, then you gotta say something, because that's just bad. I love the catfish community and doing and watching the streams with the new baby. Me and Michael been occupied. That's cool, Terry. I try to read what you guys say in the chat, so people who watch this later, they don't get to see the live chat. And I'm not to the point where I got like 200 people watching me like Chris does or Steve Douglas would, so I got time to sit and read them all. We got 5 people watching right now, it looks like. And I appreciate you guys joining me. I appreciate the likes and the subscriptions and the shares and everything you do for me. We just did, we wrapped up our contest Monday with Chris Flores. We got the contest wrapped up. Christopher Flores, another Chris Flores, goes by the name The Blind Fisherman on his YouTube channel and Facebook page. He was the winner, and he had to, he won with the bicycle idea. He strapped some whisker sticks to a bicycle. And I promised I would replicate the idea at my booth, so now I gotta go get a bike. And I'm thinking what I might do is I might raffle that bike off while we're down there. So you guys heard that first on YouTube. We'll hold a raffle for the bike and maybe a set amount of whisker sticks. You guys could pay a few bucks per raffle ticket, and we'll draw it sometime the second day, and the winner gets to take all that stuff home. That'd be a cool idea. Give everybody a fair chance to win something. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Walmart down there. There's a Walmart nearby, about a half hour away. That's where we went last year to try to get a day fishing license, and nobody was there to help us, so we had to buy it online anyway. But I know where it's at, and I'll swing by there and maybe get like a kid's size Huffy or something, and then maybe we can hold a raffle and somebody can take a cool new bike home to their kid. We don't have that problem here, Jim. Oh yeah, the pay lake problem. It's definitely an issue. Now, if I were on the Potomac River right now, I would have had a bite. We don't have several. We have over 500 pay lakes in the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana area. Easily over 500. And they stock millions of pounds of fish collectively a year. Now, there's some pay lakes that are owned by the county, like Lake Isabella, and they do stock blues and flatheads, but they also stock channels. They stock trout, brown trout, rainbow trout, bass. It's not just a trophy catfish pay lake. It's owned by the county. It's run by the county park district. I don't know if you need a fishing license to fish there, but you do have to pay an admission to get into it, and you also have to have a Hamilton County Park sticker, I believe. And it's pretty nice. They got some boat rentals. It's a big lake. It's not like a 1 acre lake. It's probably about as big across as this river is wide, and then maybe so much width. But I know it's fairly big. And you got some pay lakes that are the size of a farm pond, and 100 guys fish them. You try to get that 180 pounder or 101 pounder that's in there, and it'll die 2 weeks later. I've killed at pay lakes, but when I seen the big pick, I quit fishing them. Yeah, it's once you kind of see what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm in the same boat. I don't hide it. I used to fish pay lakes all the time. That's just what I grew up doing, and it wasn't until right when I was starting making these whisker sticks that I seen what was going on, and I can't remember who sent it to me or who showed it to me, but I got on some videos and some websites and started looking into it. I was like, this ain't right. And once I seen what was happening, I just never went back. Don't want nothing to do with it. And a lot of these guys, I think, that follow me or that live around me, they were in the same boat too at some point. And I've had guys who are avid Pay Lake fishermen who's came up and contacted me, and they've went out on trips with me. And I showed them some of these places like this, and we only caught 1 or 2, but they had a good time. And they've been wanting to get away from that. And I've had a lot of guys write me and say, well, I don't know where to go, or I don't know where I could fish. I want to get out of Pay Lakes, but I don't know where I'm allowed to go fish, or where I can access to get away from it. And I'm like, look around. Anywhere you can fit a rod. There's tons of rivers, there's tons of reservoirs. As far as I know, they haven't started to rape the James River yet. Google Earth is my friend. Yes, that's how I find these spots. I zoom in and just comb the banks and look for somewhere to park, and I'll drive there, and sometimes it's no trespassing and I'm out of luck. I can't do that one. And then other times I'll find somewhere else, and boom. That's how I found all my spots on the Great Miami. And some spots I thought were a cool little secret spot. They're very well known areas to park, but not for fishing. Like the Eagle's Nest. A lot of people go there to watch eagles over in Hamilton. And there's excellent fishing down there. You guys seen me how I did that one day. I caught 6 nice sized channel cats in, what was it, like an hour and a half? I was trying to eat a donut, couldn't even finish eating a donut. I caught the fish with the donut in my mouth. I know it's illegal, but I know a guy who finds barrel nets, and he'll pull it up and release anything over 10 to 15 pounds. Yeah, there's guys that do that too. They're fighting back the rebel way, I guess. They'll see a jug and they'll cut it, and that's all over the country. There's guys who don't like jug lines or trot lines or bank poles or diddy poles or hoop nets, and some guys do make a living that way, and they're legit. Some commercial fishermen do it to just sell the meat to feed their family and pay their bills, and some guys do it for profit. Some of the Pay Lake owners, they go out and do it themselves. They don't rely on a commercial fisherman. They'll get their own little tank or their couple 100-quart coolers, and they'll go out, and whether they're catching them on a rod and reel or they're making their own nets, they go out and get them themselves, and maybe only take a couple 100 pounds at a time. Some stock 5,000-10,000 pounds at a time. Just depends on who it is. In the past, I've asked landowners for access and would sign a clean contract. That's a good idea too, man. Frank, what's going on? Thanks for joining. The thing I don't understand is that most of the rivers are contaminated. Who wants to eat the fish from them? I don't know. They got to get catfish in the market from somewhere. Man, it just depends on where they get them at. And I would assume it's a regional thing. And it just depends on the body of water you're getting them from. I don't know if I would want to eat catfish out of the downtown Cincinnati area, but who's to say that 20-30 miles upstream it's a lot cleaner, or it's cleaner down that way downstream? Don't know. I've never cooked and cleaned my own catfish that I've caught. I've always released them. Some people do, some people don't. Maybe they got an iron gut. Me and my brother may sit with you and help out at your booth at the conference. That'd be pretty cool. You guys are welcome to come hang out. You guys are welcome to sit down, have a seat, eat a snack, talk, take pictures, whatever. We have Finn's Lakes here. State stocks them with bass, channel, and bluegill trout in the cooler months. I have not seen one place that serves wild caught cats. It's all farm raised. Well, there's that to consider too. I don't know a lot about that. I won't eat from the James River. I will keep a few small ones from the Chickahominy River though. Is that how you say it, Chickahominy? You guys got all them Indian names down there. I can't pronounce half of them. between you and Joe Jellison. Chicken hominy. That's awesome. You guys entertain me. I need to step back a little bit. You guys can see all three rides at once. Plus, I need to drink a pop. See what? I don't think I see anything off the top of my head on these rocks, but who's your daddy? I fish in the Maumee River. Yeah, I want to say Miami River, but we got two Miami rivers down here. M-A-U-M-I. And mine's M-I-A-M-I. That almost sounds like a tongue twister. Down here we have the Ohio River, of course. We have the Great Miami River, which is that way towards Indiana. We have the Little Miami River, which is that way upstream towards Anderson. What was that, Claremont County? And then we also have the Whitewater River, which runs into the Great Miami before it meets the Ohio. So you don't get to see that one down here on the Ohio banks, but it confluences into the Great Miami. And then south here, right over there by that third bridge down on the horizon, you got the Licking River. Not this yellow bridge, but between the next bridge and the one after that. Wait, there's three bridges down there. Can't see the white one. That's the Big Mac Bridge. And then the next one is the Purple People Bridge. It's a walking bridge, you walk over it. I forget what the white one's called. And the blue one down at the end I call the Skyline Bridge because that's what's on Skyline Chili's logo. What's the water depth and did you sell your deeper? No, I still have the deeper. It's right there. I haven't sold it yet. I've had some people want to say they want to buy it and then they never follow back up on me. They never get back in contact with me. One guy said he'd meet me the next day, and next day came, never heard from him, so I don't know if he changed his mind or what. I was asking $170 for it. Mill Creek, yeah. Most polluted body of water in the country. But there's fish in it. We also have the Pamunkey, Mattapony, Mattapony. I'm not good at enunciating unless I've heard the word before. I'm like a NASCAR driver. That's something all NASCARs have in common besides Jeff Gordon, is none of them enunciate good. We've got several creeks that people from other states would call rivers. Yeah, in the Potomac, there's a, where was it at? I forget the name of it, but it's a creek. And it's about this wide. But they call it a creek. I wish Don Wheatley was watching so he could tell me. I think it was the Washington boat ramp we left out of. Anybody over in Maryland, Virginia area? Down by DC? Anybody from DC area watching? Catfish Mafia Tournament Series? There's a marina there and it's on this creek. I don't know how deep it is, but they call it a creek. And it looked like this. I don't think it's very deep, but it was this wide. Let's get a fish. I'm at work. Let me take a break. I want a fish. Mattapony. Or that Pawnee. See, you're not doing good enough. I can make it sound different ways. Hey Big C, what's up Mike? Getting ready for bed, been working all night. Uh-oh. I think I left my lighter up in the car. That's not good. I wonder if I got a spare in my tackle bag. 'cause I want a cigarette. Can't smoke on public television, but you can smoke on YouTube. Do I have one? Nope. Don't think I do. So I'm gonna take a gamble and run back up to the car. Let's see. Rub some sticks together. Yeah, I can't fish and not smoke. It's un-American. Got somebody bearing the weather. I better hold on a minute. We got a barge coming. I might want to grab my coat while I'm up there too. 11 is my cutoff time. So you got 22 minutes, man. I'm gonna chance it. I'm gonna race. Let's get ballsy. So what if I lose a rod? I'm not gonna lose a rod. River rod or rod holders, you don't lose rods. Can't go without a cigarette. Living on the edge, yep. I shouldn't be walking in the mud. I don't know why I didn't go up the blacktop. But the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. I'll bring a nice cigar. Can't even cast out the rods till I like the cigar, yep. Usually I would have had 3 cigarettes by now. Bad habit. Don't do it. You guys might hear my car alarm. Shut that up. Grab my coat. Woohoo! Left the keys in the car. The barge ain't past the rods yet. Ugh. Much better. I have to be blunt when I am on the river. I get the joke. Cigar blunt. Or a different type of blunt. I made 2 jokes. Well, he made one, I made the other one. Cools, ew, menthol, gross. Can't do menthol. Rod's gone! Just kidding. They were just out of the field of vision. Woo! Loose rocks. I see a bottle of balls. No, that's Bud Light. Look like a bottle of balls. B-A-W-L-S. Come on, barge bite. Let her rip. I want to show these river riders in action. I'll slip this coat on. Set this down first and then slip it on. Oh, that won't work. Hold on, guys. Stupid. There we go. Maybe. All right. I like that tripod's flexible. Sometimes the legs don't always want to hold the weight. Give them a few more minutes and then we'll recast. Hit two of them rocks together. I got a lighter now, I don't need the rocks. Tight line's going back to work. All right, Big C, thanks for joining. Let's see. Get you guys facing the right way here. I think here in a minute, after I recast these, I'm gonna get that little bait pole out. I got two white marabou jigs on there with pink heads that I got from Bass Pro. We'll flip that out there, see if we catch anything. The giveaway you and Chris did was really cool. That was actually Chris's idea. He came to me about that and wanted to do it, and I said, let's go. And we just hosted it on my page. He's just been really adamant and helpful and kind about trying to help grow whisker sticks and utilizing his, I don't want to say fame, but reputation, his influence to kind of help steer some production towards us. And it's been a great help. A lot of you guys have all been a great help. Almost every single one of you guys I know uses these that's watching. And I got some in the bag. I got some in my little chest pocket here in my coat. You never know when you're going to need one. The waves made that line jump, and it's messing with me. Oh, they're hitting the rod holder. That PVC rod holder's got a little wobble to it. Thought I had a bite. You should have left your camera pointing at the poles, that way we can tell you how big it looked when it pulled it in. These rods ain't going in. I will strip down and swim after my rod. I swam in this river many a times in the summers as a kid. Sure I didn't miss anything. Just subscribe to your channel. Everyone should sub to each other. I'm totally down. I think I am subbed to all you guys. Chris is a good dude. I need to do a video. Been a few months. Been busy with the baby and logo for new companies. I hope you're still getting a lot of work, man. I've been seeing your posts. I hope everything's doing good with your business, Frank. If y'all need logos, Frank's the man. He did mine and I'm still loving it. Yep, that's his icon right there for Fishing with Mike Chavez. Frank did that. And Frank, of course, did his own Twisted Fishing TV logo. He didn't do my logo, unfortunately. My brother did that. But he does have a copy, and he keeps a backup on the side for me in case I ever need it. I got to meet Frank for the first time at the Mad Jacks tournament. Or no, I met you at the Catfish Conference first, last year. Then we actually hung out and fished together at the Mad Jacks. I met Everett and everybody else at the Mad Jacks for the first time. I remember meeting you then, we just didn't get, I don't think we spoke. Or maybe it was briefly. But you were there. I actually met Terry while I was fishing at the Eagle's Nest. Haven't met Mike Chavez yet. I think Frank and Terry's the only ones on here I've met. Haven't met Kentucky Catman yet. Haven't met Brandon Enix yet. Taking Drag Fishing. I don't think I know the name of whose channel that is. I don't think I met Big C Catfishing. Scrolling up all the comments, it doesn't tell me who's watching, it just shows your guys' comments. Kentucky Catman's only a couple hours away, yeah. I've met Chris and Luke and Steve and Joe. I haven't met Joe, I've met the other three. I hung out with Chris the whole weekend. We shared a booth together at the conference last year. It will be hard to meet me. Where are you located, Taking Drag? I fished with Luke. I was down in DC and didn't get to hang out with Luke. I tried to get a hold of him, let him know I was coming down there. I'm sure he's a busy man. It'd have been nice to have been able to fish for a little bit with him. But I did get to hang out with him at the conference. Central Texas. Texas is Whisker Stick's biggest customer, matter of fact, so far this year. Let's see if I can tighten this screw up, because it's making that camera wobble. Bad camera, hold on. This thing always wants to come loose. That's what you get for a $5 tripod. I'm not complaining. You just pop it off, tighten it back up, and good to go. A little bit of wobble, but not a whole lot. Luke came down and fished with me on the James River. You guys did that big rod review. Yeah, I remember you guys. I remember seeing Mike down doing that. He was holding that. What was it, St. Croix Mojo? Mike invited me to go fishing once and found out it's 10 hours away. Mike will invite anybody. I'd love to join him. I wanted to go to the first tournament for the King Cat Tournament Series down in Columbus, Mississippi, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I got invited to... There's a guy by the name of Joe Depew who lives over, I believe it's in Indianapolis area. He's going down there and wanted me to be his partner, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I wanted to. All y'all come fish with me. Yep. We did a gar trip using rope jigs. Kentucky Cat says, I will one day, Mike. Alright, I think I'm gonna throw these out in a different spot and see what happens. I'll just keep the same bait on because I don't think they've been hit. King Cat is exploding and getting huge. Yeah, the Classic's gonna pay $110,000, and the points race I believe is 20,000. It's been 10,000, now it's 20,000. Tim, you and I got to get together one weekend. Definitely. I'd like to fish with all you guys. Let me see what I can... See if I can tilt this the right way. So you guys can see all the rods. Can you see the rods good? Get out of the way here. Looks like it shows 2 of them. There we go. There we go. Turn my chat back on so I can see to the left a little. Yep. I would sub your channel, Brandon, but you have no content. Sub anyway. I've subbed to a lot of guys who don't have content. You never know when they'll come out with their first video, and you can be the first person to go on there and say first. How's my battery life doing? 51%. That's great. Right on that slant. Where I said there's a shelf over here to the right. It hardly fell at all, so I bumped it back a few. I felt it drop deeper, and I did it again, and it went a little bit deeper, so it's sitting on the middle of that shelf. Maybe we'll do something there. Dragging bottom like it's coming up the hill. Back in the game. Alright, let's see what I missed here. Is there a setting I need to change? Okay, you guys are talking amongst yourself. It's awesome to make vids, but it's time consuming. That's why I just live stream. I don't have content either, but next week I will. I have a catfish tournament this weekend and we'll video it. Let's see. It keeps, every time one of you guys says something, it takes me back to the bottom. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Got to get to work, Tim. Good luck. All right, Terry, have a good day, bud. I'm gonna bust out this little bait pole. I got that, the middle one out the farthest. The right one here is sitting on the halfway down that shelf, I'm assuming, somewhere down on that shelf, sitting on the ramp. And this one's sitting in what used to be a current break here on the left rod, over here. That's my left. It's sitting in a current break I remember seeing when the river was up really high. I sure don't see one. Oh, you guys are still talking about subbing to each other. If you guys don't mind, maybe give this video a share. Let some other people see what we're doing. I need this. I was using this at the Great Miami yesterday after I snagged that other grub that I caught the carp on. So I set this up with 2 jigs, and I had a little split shot on it, but it broke off, so I got to tie a new split shot on. If I can find my split shots. Whoa! My little pliers somewhere. Can't bite down on my lids no more because I'm missing my top teeth. Maybe I should have called this channel Toothless Fishing. Thanks, Frank. See if I can get something to bite. We got a hit. know, that tunnel where that water's pouring out, that looks like a freaking subway tunnel, dude. It's humongous. Maybe you'll catch a sauger. That'd be nice. Caesar Creek Lake, notorious for bass fishing, muskie. I've heard that Caesar Creek in Ohio. Or no, you're down in Texas, ain't you, Brandon? I shared you on my Facebook page. Yeah. We got a Caesar's Creek up here, I think, too. It's a lake. That snagged on a rock. I was actually able to walk up, stand on that tunnel where the water's falling out. And see if it'll let me tilt up here a bit. Sit still. And I look back in there, that thing stretches all the way back into downtown Newport. Yeah, just south of Xenia. Yeah. There's a Caesar's Creek, I think down in Texas too, if I ain't mistaken. Last time I was down here. About 10 inches or so. Might not do good. Winter bite is slow though. I like Caesar's Creek, it has big channels too. I've heard that. It's so crowded with boats. I've heard that too. I would like to find a place with channels. Mike, I can put you on all the channel cats you could ever imagine down here. I think some of our small lakes have them, but I can't take my boat on them. No blues where I live. It's all flatheads and channels. My largest channel this year was 16.5. Frank, I've got channel cats that's at my job that's over 20. And the Great Miami's got tons and tons of channels. Well, you should know. Great Miami is flooded with channels. I can go 5 minutes from my house down underneath Old Coleraine and catch channels like there's no tomorrow. That's why I love the Ohio. It's got everything. It's got everything, but if you're looking for blues and flatheads, they're a little bit harder to find. Big ones anyway. You can catch small ones. Trophy cats are what we're lacking. I would love to be able to come down here in this section of the Ohio, like Aaron Wheatley does. He has that Monsters on the Ohio, of course. I'd love to have a tournament like that down here. I don't know how I would go about putting it on and all that. Somebody else would probably have to direct it, but I would love to see a big tournament like that brought towards Cincinnati. And call it I don't know, call it Slammin' Blues. Get Skyline Chili to sponsor it. They found a dead bull shark up by you, Tim. All the way up here, really? I know the Potomac River's famous for having them. I didn't know. I know they can get up here that far, but I've never heard of one. I think the blues ate the channels on the James River. The Potomac River blues are considered invasive. And if you say you catch a state record, in order to claim that record, you got to kill the fish. You got to let the DNR kill it. Otherwise, it don't count. For the state of Maryland, not Virginia, Maryland. My buddy Don Wheatley, who's over in DC, him and his buddy caught a state record, would have been a state record, during a tournament on a big cat fever rod. So imagine his dilemma when you got to kill the fish to get the record, but you got to get the record to get the $10,000 payout. So there was no way he was getting that money, and if he would have took the record and killed the fish, he would have lost the tournament too. They ended up winning that tournament with that fish. Isn't that something? The way life can work out for you like that. I would have been heartbroken. Don't seem to want to hit it real hard. See what I'm missing here. That's stupid to kill the fish. They just have such an abundant population that I guess they're trying to thin them out. Thanks, Mike. We'll see you later, bud. He's getting ready to hop off the bed. Should be no reason to kill the fish just for the record. Take measurements. Well, I think they're supposed to kill them upon possession. Yeah, the Potomac River's, it's probably the best blue fishing I have ever seen and ever done in my life. I haven't been to the James or the Tennessee or any of the other ones, but we caught 20-something fish that night, and only 5 of them were under 20 pounds. I think the smallest one was like 16. but almost all of them, everything else, averaged 25 to 45 pounds the whole night. It was all 20s, 30s, and 40s all night. We put over 400 pounds of blue cats in the boat in 9 hours of fishing on 6 rods. It was a 10 rod limit, and we didn't even use all 10 because we couldn't keep the rods out. We were just always hitting something within every 20 minutes or so. Something was always going down, bending over. And we got most of them live. I did live stream a while back. It was back in August. Old Chuck McCoy, Breckenridge Whisker Getters. You guys seen that channel on Catfish Weekly? In the live chats, that's Chuck McCoy and his brother Mark. Chuck watched us the whole night. I think he was maybe our only follower watching the whole night. Never stopped watching. He got on dual stream with us a couple times, and he even predicted one of the fish. I wonder what CJ Lake up by Springfield, Ohio is going to be like since they have started stocking blues. I don't know, man. We might have to ask Doc about that. He lives up there near Springfield. That's where Doc Lang lives. So he might be able to tell you about it, Brandon. I really want one of these things to bend over. We're in about the only shade. So I know in the summertime, this is where I'm coming on the Ohio. Shade. Let's get a look around here. We are in the shade. So when it's warming up and getting hot out, I'm coming here. Sucks right now because it's colder. I'd be warmer in the sun. But you know what? I'm fishing. I don't care if I get frostbite. I'm already out here. I'm committed. I carry a beach umbrella in the summer. I try to be as mobile as possible. I mean, I just got everything fits in that backpack, and then I got that bucket. So I used to have to carry a couple other things. I had a wagon. You obviously couldn't bring a wagon down here without 2 people. I had a smaller backpack that fit probably half of what that backpack holds, and that thing ain't even half full. It was like a gym backpack, sport backpack. That or I'd have to stuff this bucket down with stuff. I'd have a cooler with my bait in one hand, plus a couple rods, and then I'd have a couple other rods in another hand, and my landing net, and my rod holders, and I was just lunking everything around everywhere. Since I found that backpack, I'm a lot more mobile. And this is the first time getting to use it. I'm really excited about it. It worked out great. It seems to be holding everything. It's not ripping or tearing. That's some pretty hard ice up here. I have a sport umbrella I carry for shade. I don't mind baking out in the sun. Good tan. It just sucks when it's really humid and dog days of summer. And you're probably not going to catch anything anyway, but you get out there and try. You guys think I should try some new chunks of bait? Muddy River, what's up, Chris? Thanks for joining in, bud. Welcome to the Ohio River. That's when you go at night. Yeah, dog days of summer. I love night fishing. It's my favorite thing to do. Night fishing for flatheads. I'll chase me some flatheads. Chris, I got your hoodie on, man. It's keeping me warm. Loving it. Yep, fully agree. Night fishing is the best. That's why we have whisker sticks. You might be falling asleep sitting in your car with the radio on, you ain't gonna hear that bell ring, but you'll see that light go down. Try and get a cigarette out of my pack here. I'm gonna show you guys this tunnel here in a second. We could probably go on a ghost hunt. My personal best flathead 68, caught around 1:20 in the morning. I actually got my personal best during the day. It was 32. There's my footprint. See the silt? This water is super clear. It's not gonna be after it rains tomorrow. Try not to slip on this. Look at that. I thought this was just like a little pour out thing. Maybe we'll see some glowing eyes at the end, huh? Who knows how far back that goes. I don't see a turn or anything. It's just a bottomless pit. Looks like a subway tunnel, don't it? That's wicked. If it wasn't for all this water flowing, you could just sit right here with your chair, get out of the wind and rain. I could sit out here if it's raining. I wouldn't go that far back though. Yeah, we got fishing stuff in here. Come on, Charlie. Take it. Big flatties like to bite at 4 a.m. over here. Yeah, I think about anywhere between 2 and 5 is usually when I get the best bites. Another use of whisker sticks. Go find the clown. Mark an iceberg. I gotta toss a whisker stick on that and see when it's gonna run into my line. Thought about going over there, but it looked pretty rocky in the water. I was like snagging up on nothing. There's lots of rocks and big boulders right here. The only iceberg on the Ohio. Yeah, I was gonna fish the Licking River mouth, Frank, but it's riddled with ice floating like that. It almost looks like the river's iced over. It's all the ice flowing out of the Licking River. Let me see how I'm gonna step down here. Ugh. I don't want to step in the silt. Let the suction take my boot off. That's just what you guys need to see me follow my butt. That thing might run into my left rod. Starting to warm up. Sun's come out nice and bright. Maybe it'll warm up the shallows. Maybe we'll get something. We still got a whole lot of carp to go through. That might last me a while. Or buffalo, whatever it's called. I think that's a buffalo. Somebody said it was a buffalo. Is that a buffalo? I don't think it's a sheep head. I can't tell the difference. They're all carp to me. They got big scales and they flap a lot. That thing lasted, that thing was alive for about 5 hours out of the water easy. By the time I got home and was washing it off, putting it in a bag and bagged it up, tossed it in the freezer, it was still twitching and flailing around and its gills were flapping. So, unfortunately, he froze to death. I wasn't able to find any shad. I was throwing the net everywhere, couldn't get nothing. There was a warm water discharge, where it kind of comes out like this, but it's at a water plant on the Great Miami. And the current in the Great Miami is ripping and roaring. I mean, it's shallow like this, probably a good halfway across the river, so that current's just blowing by. But there's a pocket that's maybe about 3 feet deep, that probably about as big as that all the way around to the bank. And turn that off. And I caught some nice big 10-12 inch shad there right before I think it was like November, before my last fishing trip I did with Kyle Mullins. And so I thought I'd get some shad. Well, there's nothing to be found, so I thought I'll just throw this jig around and see if I get any nibbles on it before I leave. And I hooked into that carp. Have I noticed the shad die off anywhere? No, not around here in the Ohio. I have seen a lot of the herrings, the big blue herrings or cranes, whatever those birds are called, and seagulls even on the Great Miami in Hamilton near the Blackstreet Dam. A lot of it was still ice. Now I know them shad will get stuck in the ice, and the fish will wait around the edges of the ice. I've been told to fish around the ice edges if you can get your bait to lay right where the ice line is, and they'll wait for the bait to come out of the ice and fall out from underneath the ice, and they'll pick them up as they drop. I haven't been able to put myself in that situation yet. Well, I guess I could have down there at the Licking River. We got a barge coming up. It's a good ways away, about a half mile away. But I think all the icebergs would have just been pulling on my lines, and it wouldn't have been worth the hassle. So I came down here. Winter kill shad is #1 bait at ice out. Yep. Gobies, that's not a bait you hear about a lot. I know you gotta kill them if you catch them, but that don't mean you can't stomp on one real quick and throw it back out on a hook. Should have brought my foot warmers. These boots, they don't look like much. They're kind of thin. They keep your feet pretty toasty. They don't breathe much at all because they're rubber. They're solid rubber. So summertime, your feet will sweat like all get out if that heat stays trapped inside. I've been wading around in that water like crazy, so it's kind of counteracting it. Go watch Catfish Dave's last video and see the belly on the blue cat that he had gorged itself on dead shad. That's a good bit. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen videos like it. And they're right, they do. All these dead shad that are floating around, though, it's just an open buffet. I think I might leave carp on one of these poles, and I'll take some of this old shad that I got and put it on these other 2 rods. We'll see if that changes things up. We'll put a fresh piece of carp on and some new shad pieces. It's been a little bit. It's about 11:30. We'll rebait. Whatever I don't use of him, I'll bag back up and refreeze it. I don't want that to go to waste. Flip the camera around here. Spread my tripod legs back out. See if that'll sit there pretty for me. You guys can see them all. All right. this one. Get some of that shad out here. I think it's shad, it might be skipjack. That's shad. What do you guys think? Ew. We'll use them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4.5 pieces. Normally, I would hook it through the gut pocket, but since I know these are going to get really soft really fast, I'm going to just go under the backbone. Who is all going to the conference next month? You know, I'll be there. Shad jerky, yep. That's all blood that's froze up on the side of it. You know, Whisker Sticks is going to be there. I'm going to try my best to do a bank fishing meet and greet. So anybody who wants to get in on that after it's over Saturday, will maybe go get something to eat. And I know I'm going to go get something to eat. And then we'll go try to find a spot to fish. And we'll all meet together and get some lines wet. There's that hole. It was over there somewhere and I found it. That one's in the overflow hole. Put a new piece of carp on this one. Snack for a second. Another piece of carp on here. I had a piece pre-cut. Where'd it go? I think that's it. It's a little covered in gravel, but it'll be alright. Some scales off. I'm game for a good bank session. Hey Tim, we might have a YouTuber's meet and greet after the show on Saturday in one of the conference rooms. Okay, that'd be fun too. Or maybe after that's over, get some night fishing in. I'm down to make them both happen. this one in, put shad on this one too. Get off the ride. A lot of snagging. Well, we had a casualty. Snagged it and broke off. Pretty good today. Tim, I had a beaver swimming around my lines last night fishing in the Ohio. Huh. How's it going down there in Summerland? I was looking for motivation to get my day started, then I ran into this video. Might be a while. There we go. I know I've shown this before, but it didn't work out for me this time, but I'll tie it up again. Normally I get to keep my weights. I was seeing a lot of little minnows or something swimming off as soon as when I was wading out in the water down at that end, so I might try to throw this pretty far down that way. Maybe around that stick. See if we do good out there. Sun's hitting all that water. Actually getting a little rain. Yeah, we're supposed to get our rain tomorrow, I think. Alright, so I put my sinker slide on. Looks like I got one bead here left. So I'll use that. And then I'll do a polymer knot on the top of my swivel. And the idea is to get the leader to break at the bottom of the swivel, so I only lose my hook. And I get to keep everything else. 9 times out of 10 it works. Just my way of doing things. I don't want to leave the video, but I gotta get ready to head to the doctor. Don't get sick. Yeah, Friday it's gonna rain here, and then it's gonna convert into freezing rain and everything's gonna ice over, and then it's gonna turn to snow, and we're supposed to get anywhere from 4 to 10 inches. It was 4 to 6 inches on one forecast, and they had another model that showed 10 to 13 inches. I think's what it was. So now I'm gonna get my 20-pound leader. 25-pound main, 20-pound leader. I'm gonna snell. Let's do a Mad Catter on this one. 7/0 Mad Catter. So you go front to back, in line with the shank. And I wrap mine counterclockwise. And however many times you want to wrap, it's up to you. I usually go about 10. Then you go from the back to the front in the eye, pull tight. And that hook will grab every single time. If you got it the other way, it'll pull the shank up, and that hook will ride up this way. I don't know how well that shows, I can't see my screen. It's supposed to be 55 degrees and noon tomorrow with a chance of rain, 15 degrees at 5 that evening with ice. Yeah, it's gonna be a cold flash, man. We're supposed to get over 60 tomorrow. Today it's pushing 50 right now. Let's see, I'm gonna put my line rattle on. And then a clinch knot. Tag ends if you want. We're ready to throw back out. I'm just gonna cut this little shad here in half. We'll bait him on there. $50, 80-pound braid and 50-pound mono. Yeah, as long as your leader is weaker. It's harder to do that when you're using all mono. You don't want to use, I don't want to use no 50 to 80-pound mono. That'd be incredibly hard to cast on the spool. Let's see. I think I got a 2-ounce bank sinker in here. We'll use that. See if I can get away with 2 ounces. Got some waves kicking up. There's no wind. Alright, we're back at it. Now we got shad and carp. Where'd my pop go? Get to my comments here. Tim, have you tried a demon dragon instead of a peg float on that part of the river yet? No, Ricky, I don't have any demon dragons yet. I'm getting some at the conference. I like Mad Catters, but I still have my favorite, the Eagle Claw 7228. Y'all have a great day. See you later. All right, Kentucky Cat Man. If you put a blade in front of any rattle, even demon dragon, it will make a lot more rattle and vibration. You heard it here first. It's like a spinnerbait. Those demon dragons are basically, what, topwater lures with no treble hooks on them, right? Pretty sure that's what they look like to me. And they work great. Don't have too much fun at the docks. Hope you have a great day. see. I know I missed some stuff. Okay. Zara Spook. Okay. I don't know anything about bass fishing. I just know they're lures. That's all I know. I know at my job I can take these little marabou jigs or any type of grub or anything that resembles a bait. I could probably take a duck feather and put it on a hook barb and throw it out there and catch a bass. Walk the dog. Let's see here. Speaking of jigs, I'm gonna try to flip this one out. We got all 3 rods in the shot here for you guys. I'm gonna try these again. See if we can get a little sauger or something to bite. While we're waiting for Big Daddy Cat. Need to change the line on this. This is a Zebco slingshot. Need to change the line on it sometime. It's 15-pound mono, but it's like a year old. I'm done with that. That broke off. And we're done bait fishing, I guess. We'll have a little weight on here. Keep the line flowing out. We'll put it down. It never did come up. Gotta go seal it. Alright, Mike, take care, bud. I got this many YouTube channels that were a whole lot of attention off of it. I just want to spend more time on YouTube when it's fishing stuff, like actually going out. I don't want to directly whisker stitch related. That's why I called it whisker. And all the stuff related to the light will stay on the try to plus I found the hard way that Facebook only lets you. So if I go out and pull an all and I want you guys to enjoy it with me, and I don't want it to cut me off after 4 hours, it might cut off right when I get the bite. I've been down and it'll cancel. It'd be like, oh! Look, huh? Looks like it says I'm lagging. Buffering or interruption may occur. Warrior if it's choppy. My mind's not twitch like they're gonna go down. I'll look up at one and it'll look like it's nibbled as soon as I hit it. As soon as I look at it. Or whatever. Yes, but who's all going to be at the conference? What are you guys looking forward to? Anybody have a favorite area I want to go look towards, hanging around or checking out? Committed to the booth. And I believe I'm going to be next to Muddy River and Hook Setter, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to getting a hold of some slime line for the first time. Demon dragons. I want to get a supply of those. Definitely be getting some Muddy River and Hook Setter stuff. Hooker's Terminal Tackle is going to be there this year. So you guys will get to hang out with James Arwood, see his stuff. I'm going to restock on that stuff. Big Cat Bait Company will be down there with bait, skipjack, shad guts. Last year they took reservations for bait. I haven't seen any announcements on it yet. But last year they let you put your name in reservation ahead of time and pay. That was cool. That way I didn't have to go chase anything down in the winter. I was able to get some skipjack for fishing on the Ohio River down there that night. Ended up being a good deal. I'm curious about that tunnel. You should never go anywhere by yourself. I bet that'd be creepy and eerie feeling to be back down inside that thing, wherever it leads to. Cincinnati's got systems underground under the city. Everything underground underneath that city is all hollow. It's all one big old huge subway system that never got finalized. They started construction on, never got finished. Went out on new down to the and there used to be guided tours you could pay sneak for. There's monsters and demons. It's haunted. Go in and inspect the, but just to go in there, little old you by yourself with no flashlight or nothing, just walk around, and you've never been in there before, it'd still be eerie. I'd like to visit the Waverly Hills Sanitarium down there in Louisville. I don't know if you guys remember a show called Ghost Hunters, Taps. They did that live Halloween ghost hunt there. That was interesting. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the country. There's an old tuberculosis clinic. There's so many stories there. There's a girl with black eyes in there that pops out in front of you. Lights get turned on and off when there's no power. There's a girl in a red outfit or something that greets you at the entrance and tells you to get out. There's a demon or creature that crawls along the walls and ceilings, and you'll see things move, and you'll see a ghost of a nurse that hung herself. It's a really creepy place for sure. I'd like to visit it one time. I'd be creeped the heck out though the whole time, I'll tell you that. Man-made haunted houses like Dent Schoolhouse, stuff like that, I walk through those like it's nothing. You know it's fake. But for places that they say is the most haunted place in the country, that'll make you leery no matter what you think. Eyes play tricks on you. Might see something you thought moved. Dead Acres Haunted House is the only one that gets me. You need to go check out this place called Haunted Hoochie. Haunted Hoochie and the Haunted Cave at Lewisburg. It's a limestone cave, and it's also a bat reservation for cave bats. There's like 10,000 bats or something that live in that cave, and the haunted house is in the cave. They turned the cave into the haunted house. It's all underground, so even when it's cold out, it's super warm down there. You walk like 300 feet below ground level or something into the cave. That place is slick. They mess with you too. There's mazes. They're allowed to touch you there. You gotta sign a waiver or something saying that you don't mind people grabbing you. That's a really neat one. Alright. I don't really know what happened. I wasn't paying attention. Like a minute before it cut out. Let's see if it'll let this thing. I guess that's a browser. Is there a way for me to share it? Stream. There we go. Alright, glad you got back. Let's see. Not showing any viewers watching. The battery actually died. It said 14%. And like a minute later it just died out, so I just plugged the battery pack back in and got it booted back up. Let's see, what's that say there? Two people watching. Alright. Business. Chain link fence. If I can get these in here. To the home. There was I'm just moving this line. And it was all foggy and stuff, and there's pools and stuff. Oh, man, don't tell me I snagged again. Same spot. But she and I was behind her, and one of the guys came up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and was like, hey, can I cut in, you know? But she didn't notice it. He walked with us forever. Like 15 minutes or so. Thing don't want to break. There it goes. And walked with us forever, and she didn't realize it. She turned around to say something to me, and the dude was in her face. She freaked out. I think the sinker was hung up. I get tied on again. Fishing nose tackle. Still got lines in the water. So let's not cast over there. Bats that fly in that place, so if you got a phobia of bats or mice or anything like that, it's going to trip you out. A haunted hoochie's a really good one too. I haven't got to go to it, but I've heard it's amazing. Super, super realistic. I've seen video clips of it on YouTube. Guy takes a shot, puts it up underneath his chin and blows. Looks like he really blew the back of his head out. You see some splatter against the wall behind him. That is neat. I gotta get a weight, some leader line. on ride, bend over. Love it when the pole bends. This is unreal. They have Hollywood effects, people that come in and do all the set design and makeup. Yeah, that's a wicked setup they got going on. Cut this tag in. Do a Reaper. Winding the way I want it to. There we go. Swivel on. These are come in handy. If you guys haven't heard of rig wraps, check them out. Lynn's got some good products. Come back here. My sinker slide slid all the way up. Now, if I was a smart and prepared angler, I'd have a whole bunch of these rigs already pre-tied, and I could just pop them on. That's the benefit of the rig wrap. I, however, don't have any at the moment. The rig wraps can save you a lot. Take the time to pre-tie a bunch of stuff ahead. Sure the scales off my hook. What we got going on? Who made those rod holders? Those are River Jeremy Wade Hember. Show you guys a little bit. Those are the river riders in the corner. They're really, really durable. I'll pop here. I'm gonna get out of the way and kick the sun a little bit. Thaw out my feet. Runs RPH Enterprises, makes all river rider rod holders custom at different sizes. Mine are the 24-inch adjustables. Maybe different parts of them. If you don't have any light available or something, it'll reflect, so you can see where they're at, so you don't trip over. They also have a little loop to where it's got a strap that comes with it, so you can carry it around your shoulder. Another great for that loop is to tie your stringer to it. You don't lose a stringer or fish if you're trying to take it. comes out of the mud or something like that, you might to your River Rider rod holder, and you won't lose your stringer. Got a sneeze and I can't. Oh, it's the worst feeling. You feel like you're about to sneeze and it won't come out. I had mine made baby blue. You can paint them any color you want. All you got to do is ask. You can make kid versions. They put little like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stickers on them for your son, or something else, Disney princesses or Barbie or something for your daughter. Whatever your kid's into. He charges a little extra for that, I think. But you can get single rod holders like I got, where there's one rod holder for each stake. He makes doubles where it'll have one stake, things like that. He can make each rod holder different on a double, so you can have one rod holder longer than the other for like surf rods, etc. It's all totally custom, so you just get a hold of him and tell him what you're looking for. If you want something custom, you say, hey, here's an idea that I have, are you able to make this? And he'll let you know. You can't promise anything under the sun, of course. You can't have like 20 of them on one stake or something like that. That'd just be crazy. They're the best bank fishing rod holders I've ever came across. Valley, Iowa, and his website is riverrodder.com. RIVERRODDER.com. Or you can find him on Facebook. Cutting in and out. Odd is buffering a little bit, it says. You find them at riverrodder.com. They're completely custom. If you go to my Facebook page, in my videos on the Whisker Sticks Facebook page, I did a full demo of it and showed you guys the ins and outs of them on there. Just go back and find that. And I think the clip art in the beginning of it is me kind of holding them at an X like this, bones. And you'll find that on there. If not, I can send you a link to it later, Guy. You live pretty close to me, so I know Guy personally, so I can send him a message for it later. But if you're looking to find rod holders and you're somewhere else in the country, it's riverrodder.com. It makes them totally customized. You can make them however you want within certain reasons, or within certain means. I think being down here so close to the water and being behind this wall has kind of got my signal weak. We haven't even got a bite yet, guys. We got about an hour left on this stream. So hopefully we get something. I wanted to go to the licking mouth, but it was kind of far away. Or it wasn't far away, it was iced over some. And it just seemed like it was going to be a headache to fish that spot, so I stayed away from it. The Great Miami River's pretty much iced over, so I couldn't go there. It's got about an inch or two thick layer of ice on it. Some of it's starting to thaw out, but all my usual good go-to spots are still covered over. Even that I thought was going to be a good winter hole, it's got, so I can't fish in it. I just can't get a line through. So I came down to the old mighty Ohio. I hope we get something on one of these river rider rides. I want you guys to see how these rod holders work in action. Those ugly sticks got so much flex to them at the tip, it could take a 5-pound channel cat even to bend that thing over pretty good, and you'll see it hold. Make sure I'm out of the way so you guys can see all 3 rods. I can still see the comments, I think, from here. Live chat. We got carp out on the middle rod. The rod to my right, which is your left watching, and the rod to the other side, they got shad on them. River's really low and calm right now. Not a whole lot of current. Kentucky is the shallow side, so I thought maybe this water would warm up quicker with all this sunlight. They might be trying to come get some heat in the sun, but I guess I thought wrong today. This is my first year really getting out in the winter time and trying to go after the big fish in the winter. So we'll see how it turns out. Last year, a whole lot of winter fishing. I think I went maybe one day in the cold. Stuff up. Stole my bait. Now I'm guessing the water's probably less. It's supposed to get over 50 today. Almost no wind. Perfect day to be outside fishing. I'm just not having much luck at this day. I wouldn't catch anything if I wasn't out here. So we got to do a weekly stream. I'm looking forward to doing it when it comes up. My race is off the Great Miami. Fishing in quite a few spots. Show you guys places, all you local guys. Show you some places you can go to where you can pull off out of the heavy pressured area. Show you some cool bank fishing spots. Get into some nice flatheads. After you come to the Ohio. I think Sports got they got blues and fat for. Looking like the Ohio side's where you need to be at. See flocks of seagulls swimming over in the other side over there. That's unfortunate. We got about an hour. We'll make the best of it. Try to. Bank fishing on tough, especially for big trophy cats. To catch anything. Swift. There's more. Got a horse rod. Because of all the boats down. I caught was closer to the bank than I'm sitting right now. I'm floating into the river. About 30 feet moving. Right on the bank. But he was I think the Licking River's got better chances for catching fish. There's just so much ice coming out of that Licking River into the Ohio. It would have just been pulling my line every time I threw it out there to be an iceberg hitting my line. I didn't want to fight that headache, so I came over here where the water is completely open. I didn't realize the river was down this far though. I thought it would be up a little higher with all the ice and snow melting. That's bank fishing for you. Now, if I was on the Great Miami, I'd be catching some. They probably wouldn't be trophy size, but I'd be catching multiples. Nice eaters and bigger. 15, maybe 20 pound flatheads. 10 to 15 pound channel cats. Okay. Ohio, my life. I thought while we're gonna have it tomorrow, and then it drops back down into 2018s again. And this stuff's back in the trunk, and it's sitting till, or at least till it gets up back in the 40s. Yeah, I don't know. One closest to me ain't been out very long, but I think I might bring the other two in and chuck it out in a different spot and see what we do. Wintertime, you gotta find them. You can't wait for them to find you. Picking stuff up that might fall out of that. I'm gonna try to wing this one out as far as I can throw it. Get out here for the next. About to get 100 feet out. There's a current break over there somewhere. I want to try to hit that current break. Like a big boulder or something. We get lucky now. Wouldn't that be something? Catch a big blue on the broken pole or the repaired pole. It ain't. We'll see how good my repair job is. That's my GIMP pole. Sometimes all it takes is to move a couple feet to the left or right or farther out or closer in, or just change your bait or put a fresh piece of bait on. You never know. Change one little thing. But if you're not catching nothing, you got to change something. Going home with nothing caught. But I don't get my hopes up either. Let's see, what's my battery at? 12% now. Let's walk around with it a little bit. See what we got going on here. Maybe the signal will improve too. Them rod holders are pretty stout, so I don't see anything happening. Let's take a walk around here and see if we can salvage anything. I've seen that hand line. Over by this jug here. See what was going on with it. So it looks like they had this tied to something. Maybe they was using it as a jug line. Where's the other end of it? It's cut off. I could actually take this and tie it to the hand line I got on my cast net, so I could throw it out farther. I might take that home with me later. Whoa! Slippery rocks. No action on the rods yet. I want to get some time in the sun too though, so I don't freeze. Let's see here. Anything else around? Some junk. Seen a lot of broken lines. There's some. Some busted up mono. Gotta carefully get down these without falling. That's the last thing on my butt. I'm sure you guys at one point in your life have slipped and fell on a, landed right on your butt bone. That hurts. Some more mono. Try to keep my boots out of the water for 5 seconds. I walked over here earlier to try to get my snag out. I could see some minnows and stuff darting. This is where the river was. It's dropped down. I thought it would. With everything melting. Oh yeah, I've had my fair share of slip and falls while fishing, yeah. Just like that. Trying to stick to the boulders and not walk on the ice. So right now where I'm standing is where I caught that 30-pound blue. There. And I had my line here. Things I was snagging on them, nets, tire. Now this is where my bait was sitting, right around in this area, literally where I'm standing. I threw it right in front of this bush. And this was all underwater at the time. It was probably up to about there. And he was sitting here. Is that a carcass I see? That looks like a skeleton. Got some furry friends down here. It almost looks like an old catfish skeleton. What do you guys think? Maybe it's just weeds. And maybe that ain't a skeleton. It looked like it from a distance. Still got eyes on the rods. No Terry, no fish yet, not even a bite. So I'm trying to keep my feet out of the water for once. I've been waiting almost the whole time. These boots keep your feet warm. The heat can't escape out of them. But if you got them in freezing water all day, like I'm doing now, then it kind of counteracts that. Ice is about 2 inches thick. Last time I was down here with Jason, I wanted to come over here, but it was there was just no way to get down into it without stepping over branches and stuff. Yep, check back, man. We got about, let's see, 40. We got about 30, 35, 40 minutes before I cut this off. I've never been down here. And there's places to park over there. I would love to be able to fish under that bridge, under any one of these bridges actually. But you got to pay for the parking, and I'm not doing that during the day. If I'm only going to be there for 2 or 3 hours, and it's like $5 or $12 for all day parking. But I could park where I'm at now if I really wanted to make the walk and walk over there. Man, that's a long walk. Hence the backpack. Now this looks deep right here, just over these boulders. I'm not seeing any bank. All along there you can see bank about 10-15 feet out. As long as I don't fall through a crack of ice, I'm gonna keep checking it out. Look at all these boulders, man. That's Flathead home. Flatheads will hug these banks, don't matter what the river level is. That's all deep. That's gonna be at least 10, gotta be at least 10 feet or more right off the water. Big C, no, I haven't caught anything yet. We're just strolling the bank and seeing what we can see while we wait. Gonna move around a little bit, warm my blood up, make my way back. Never been down this far before, so I'm just scoping it out. That's something else you want to do in the winter time too. If you ain't got, whoa, I about fell in. Slippery mud. If you can't stay warm, like you can't keep a fire or a space heater or something, move around, keep your blood going, keep your blood circulating. That way, you keep your juices going and you stay warm. If you just sit still and don't move, your blood real quick. Yeah, instead of walking walk underneath the building at the top of the hill, this is a lot clearer over there, so I could probably just walk over this way and then come around it. With my shoulders, I wouldn't from my rods. Hold a Mack truck, dude. I could leave those out there all day. It wouldn't matter if there's a 90-pounder on there. It ain't coming loose. I got that sucker buried down into the gravel. I could grab that rod and hang from it if it would hold me. The only thing that's unknown about this ice is what's exactly underneath it. Don't try this at home. Footing is key. Oh, the water's so clear you can see down pretty good too, so. I bet this will be a great place to fish flatheads. I don't know if you can see that, but right here there's a bunch of tree branches. You can see those, but there's a bunch of them like that around here. That's flathead. I'm gonna have to come down here in the summer. The bridge abutments look pretty inviting for current break seams and ambush spots. You're exactly right. I'd like to get over to them. It'd be a heck of a walk. And I'm mobile enough to make that walk, but I always hate to walk back. I'll walk a quarter mile to a spot. I just don't want to walk back. Especially if you're pulling all-nighter. So right here opens up into this. You guys see all that? All that sunken stuff. Still see my rods good. Doesn't look like anything's hit them. That day I caught that 30-pound blue. This is all underwater where I'm standing. You guys can almost kind of see where the water level was, where everything's falling down. Those numbers there on that, just let me zoom in, where it says 50, 60, it was at the line above 60, was where the river was at last time. Alright, zoom back out. There we go. Nice, literally. I know I ain't gonna be able to walk on that stuff. But, I mean, this stuff here, man, this just looks great. Yeah, even packing light is, that's a haul. I think it would stay, and you could walk this clearing up there. There's a clearing above that. Woo! My heel gave out. You can walk all the way down. It's still a long walk from the car. What sucks is there's parking right there, but it's either private parking, customers only, or paid parking. I think I'm gonna make my way back. Let's go up. See what get a top view. I saw them up. Oh yeah, nice. Squishy. Best. watch this. Cincinnati. Well, it wasn't too bad. Can't let my feet. Yeah, see, I guess it gives out there. So there's I like to know how to get walls off. Try off of that there. Hold still. Right there. Just around this here. Look. Stop it. That's a pretty channel, really. And on that in the center is serpentine wall. Actually, looks like there might be somebody over there. Can you see him from here? Whoa, that's. Maybe not. Maybe I'm seeing things. Somebody right around there in that circle. I thought that was. Zoom out. This is what I do. Odds out if it's a slow bite. Here. What we got here? Drinks on me. I'll walk around and check things out. And what I like about it, it might be a slow bite. Tough to nap. So if you want to move down, you can come up, it'll move down, back on. That. So, a couple tablecloths. You got this, so if you do get a pop-up storm, you can take shelter under. When me and Jason came here first at the beginning on that trip, supposed to get some rain and some heavy wind, so we put rods out and then we stood under here for a little bit. And it's pretty nice. You could have a fire under here, small one. The heat's not gonna get all the way up to the structure, you know. Don't make it a ginormous bonfire. Kentucky Catman's back. Thanks for coming back, bud. Starting to get feeling back in my feet again, so I'm good there. Being higher up here, I guess it's a little warmer than down by the water. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with this. There, they might turn for this overlook. They've stripped all the. No bends on the rods. They're still good. Surgery in 2 weeks. I'm definitely washing these back off before I get in the car. They're doing something here. This is all fresh poured concrete. If you guys remember, this was grass last time I was here. So they're doing something. This is a great spot to watch the WEBN fireworks too. Let's get a top view. Lagging bad, yeah. Signal was getting kind of choppy. We walked all down that bank. That's where my marabou jig snug up and broke on these boulders here. This water's so clear right now. Maybe we'll see some cats instead of catching them. What's the battery level at? I've noticed on my phone when the battery gets low, it starts cutting power to other things. It's at 9% right now. I fired it back up at 1%. It's slowly charging. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I was hoping it would let me resume where I left off, and it did. Last time I was here, I didn't get to see that tunnel. You just kind of look down and, you know, that's all you see. Looking over. I was like, oh, there's a little pour out there. Then we got down there, the river so low, we were actually able to climb up in it. It's a full blown out subway sized tunnel. Pretty neat. Clear as this water is, it's usually not this clear. The Ohio River's always been a pretty murky river. And it's only been about, I don't know, the beginning of December was the last time I was down here, I think. Late November, early December, so they've got a lot done since then. It's a little over a month. They tore all this out, and that was all gravel instead of blacktop. This pavement, this new pavement was all grass. This was all grass here. I remember because I was laying in it. So I got the middle line out there about 100 feet or so. The left one's about 100 feet or so that way. So it's not too far from the bank. It's just out towards the current break. Yeah, I think they're probably trying to make it nicer for the EBN fireworks. If you want to fish the Ohio River on the 4th of July, you're not fishing on the 4th of July. Not around Cincinnati. There'll literally be like 700 boats between these bridges. Shad will gather there because of the high O2 levels when spring hits. Yeah, I would agree. But seeing where those rocks are, I don't know if I'd want to throw it there because I wouldn't be able to get out to it. to free it up. It's looking like I might be able to throw right here, but I definitely wouldn't be able to throw there. Now, a good place to get shad is over yonder, over there at Serpentine Wall by the public landing. Anybody who's local here, I've caught lots and lots of shad there. Downside is you have to pay $5 to open the parking gate to get access to it, but it's good for the whole day. We got a barge coming. Get you a bait trap. Yeah, you can do that too. I've got better places to get shad though. I don't have to drive all the way down here to get all my shad. I can go 5 minutes from my house. I'm lucky on that. Big 15-inch, 10-inch shad. But as far as the public landing goes, especially in the summer, warm weather, when the river's warm and you don't mind wading out into it, it's rocky like this. Now, so don't think you're going to throw your net and be able to yank it back in. But what I was doing, I had a 4-foot radius net. I was throwing it over the school. It was a real thick school. I got maybe 50, 60, 8-inch shad in one throw. You throw it over the school just to corral them, just to keep them trapped. And I'd pull it slowly just to where it would grab, and then I waded out into the river and I would undo it a little bit at a time as I pulled up on the horn, and I was able to slowly crowd a bunch of them and toss. The Licking River mouth is another great spot to get some nice sized shad. Sometimes you can get some drum, carp, sheephead, whatever they're called. Open public spot too. There's a couple places on the Great Miami that I know produce some pretty nice. Great Miami also, for you local guys, who does have skip. You can get skipjack at the Great Miami River. They're the confluence. Back in the middle of Hamilton. Black Street Dam. There's a creek. And you can get lots of shad there. You can get skipjack there when they're running. You can also get them at the lower dam by the plant, whatever it is, the water treatment center. Just trying not to slip and fall. That's a pretty good spot to get skipjack. You can't use a cast net in waters less than 500 acres. Oh wow, I didn't know that. You can use many. That's public water in Ohio, with the exception of that I know of, great parks of Hamilton County, like Winton Woods, Sharon Woods, places like that. They're lakes. They got shad, cast net there. Even though it's owned by the county and public access, I guess since they own it, it's considered private property. They don't want you cast netting. But anywhere else, you can have up to a 5-foot radius or cast net. So any river is game, any creek is game, anything public water is game outside of those parks. So around here, the Ohio is the only place you can use a cast net. That sucks for Kentucky. I don't know if the Licking River runs down near you, but I'm sure throw them in the lake. Winds just started. We got a bubble blowing through. We got about 10 more minutes left in this, and then I'm gonna have to probably call it a day. out here all day. It's warming up. And I think that's what that wind is, that warm air in. On some rocks and landed flat on my feet. Almost like I did a jumping jack. Let's see if we get something. The wind's blowing the lines. Will I ever get a barge bite on film? I don't know. I want to see one of these rods bend down on a river rodder. Show you guys what it's all about. These are some of the dangest rod holders you could ever get for the bank. I'm sure you could apply to a boat, but when it comes to bank, you're not going to beat it. Boots off here. Cloudy up the water. I'm allergic to jumping jacks. Come on. That wind's blowing that line so hard. I got the line pretty tight on that. Started to bend over. I thought I had a bite. Don't want to pollute the river. I forgot I had these bags sitting here. Put that bucket on them. There we go. Come on, barge bite. Bend one, bend them all. I don't care. Get me a drink. Watch me shut this off and go start packing up, and then that's when I get some. Seems to usually be my luck. It's either when I'm inside work and I got my lines out while I'm working, I don't get nothing in breaks, but in between breaks I come back out, something's on. Or when I'm out somewhere else, it's always when I'm helping somebody else do something, or I'm packing up to go, is when I get hit. It's like they know. Look and take the bait. Go, go, go. Oh, you took the hook. Happens. It's like they know. If that after the stream's over and I'm packing up and I get in one, I'll be sure to hop on my camera and at least film it, and I'll post it later. They make it hard to breathe and I get all sweaty. Yeah, I don't do good with exercise. I tried it. We don't get along. That's the murky, muddy water we're used to on the Ohio. When waves hit that PVC holder and twitches the whole rod, made me think I got a bite. Messing with me. It's 109. We're gonna give it till 115. Then I'm gonna call it quits. And probably accept defeat. If the rain stays away, I might be able to get out and do it. It's gonna be super warm, 50s and 60s, just a high chance of rain. Waves are making that rod twitch. Might be able to go to the Eagle's Nest or the railroad bridge on the Great Miami and fish over there. Maybe it'll be de-iced. That'd be nice. Get into 4 minutes. Crunch time. One can only hope I'll get lucky. All the birds are starting to come out to play. Got some seagulls and ducks. Two minutes. Final countdown. This is probably gonna be the last chance we get, unless it doesn't rain tomorrow for some miraculous reason. Holds off till mid-afternoon. I might be able to get out and do it again tomorrow. But up till the next warm wave hits. It's gonna be down in the 20s and teens. I'll be spending my time bagging lights for February. Got them all made, but they're not bagged. Only got some of them bagged. Looking like it's gonna be a skunk out, guys. Time. Yep. Gotta admit defeat today. Not even a bite. That just means I got plenty of bait for next time. Still got all the carp and shad I had when I got here, except for a few pieces we used. We'll have that for another day. If I get to get out tomorrow, I'll let you guys know, so you guys can watch again tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. It's all dependent on the weather. Till then, give it a share if you want your buddies to watch me skunk.